Hey guys, hey! Welcome back to another review. This time we're gonna be reviewing the Mario movie. I know, shocker, right? A lot of people are talking about this on the internet. A lot of people are. I figured, why not I talk about it too? Now, if you guys look down here, you guys will see it says 13 out of 13. But you're like, Dashell, didn't you review like 10 movies already? Well, 10 movies only on Illumination? That's true, I did. I have not reviewed Scene 2 or on The Rise of Gru yet. I'm gonna review those movies eventually. The reason why I'm not reviewing them right now is because those movies already came out. And at that time, I was reviewing other films when The Rise of Gru and stuff came out. So, yeah, and then Scene 2 came out. Scene 2 came out, after I was done reviewing Illumination movies. So, those movies will eventually come out. They're just not out yet. Reviews. Reviews will come out, sorry. But yeah, before I do that and get into the review, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it a lot. I really would. I have 225 subs. Thank you guys for the support. Now, I've noticed too, I'm looking back at my Illumination reviews. I feel like no one's watching them. Like, I don't feel like they're getting like people aren't getting notified for them or something, because now, to be fair, that's when that's the first set of films I reviewed were those. But I feel like, considering my SpongeBob videos and my Family Guy videos have gotten tons of views by now, I would hope that the Illumination reviews would do that too. But unfortunately, they're not getting the reviews that they're they're not getting the views that I was hoping for. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But if you guys want to support me, you guys can check out those videos. This will be in the same playlist as those. So if you guys want to check out those, you guys can. Also, another way you guys can support me too is by that next week I will be if my legs aren't messing, because my legs are messing up. I was up all night. Well, not up all night, but I was up almost all night. My legs were hurting and all that. I could not sleep. They were hurting. So, I did fall asleep, but I fell asleep kind of funny because I was trying to stay awake so I could wake up and tell my dad that my legs were hurting, because I was thinking I was going to have to go to the doctor or something, but I don't know. But that ended up not being the case. But yeah, I can't really. I want to go to sleep right now, but I can't. But yeah. But I actually watched this movie last night around 8:50, but I'll tell you guys about it in a second. But yeah, I did watch it around 8:50. I just got home late. I was wanting to do the review last night, but I was like, it's already late. I want to get ready for bed. So yeah. And I had a hard time staying up, so like as it was, because I was tired, but I couldn't really fall asleep either because of my legs hurting. So yeah, unfortunately, I did not get to the review last night, but I'm here to review it now, because I got home at like 11 o'clock last night. I got home late, so yeah, I was with some friends. Yeah, we went out to see the Mario movie. So yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say though too about what I was gonna say about another way you guys can support me is that next week, if my legs aren't hurting, I will be selling books at the Capitol Mall in Jefferson City at Slackers. So if you guys want to support me there, I'm gonna be doing that there, and I'm keeping you guys up for like YouTube, because I have showed off my book on YouTube so people can see it, so people know what it looks like. And that way people can't just claim it and say if it's their idea because I made it first, because that's what people do sometimes. People are rude, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So, if you guys want to check my books out, I'm selling them at Slackers. So, yeah, I've actually sold quite a few copies. So, I'm hoping to, at the end of around the summertime, to sell like about 100. I've sold quite a bit, actually. I think I've sold about 20 of them, I think, so far. I can't remember how many I sold. I sold a lot. But yeah, I'm spreading it out there. I'm getting people to like it, and people seem to like the book a lot. So yeah. But anywho, enough about the book. Let's talk about the Mario movie. So the Chris Pratt Mario movie is what people would call it. You know, what people would call it, and all that. So how is this movie? How is this movie in terms of quality, or does it live up to adaptations, or is this movie is this movie actually bad? Well, let's talk about it. So, what is the story about with this movie? Well, this movie is honestly, I gotta say, I'm gonna say right here that this movie's story is basically about Mario and Luigi wanting to be plumbers, but they have like a plumber commercial, but you know, it's failing. You know, it's failing. It's not doing very well because I guess people aren't really interested in it. Now, I gotta say, I do really like this throwback here. They do this throwback. I didn't know they were gonna put this in the movie. I thought it was just a commercial thing or something for the advertisement for the movie, because sometimes movies do that. They'll have something like a throwback or something for a movie like this, you know, because they have, like, you know, other movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, and all that. They have those movies and all that. But they have throwbacks. Like, they're just advertisement. But, you know, because I know they had a little thing where you could call, I think, dial a number in or something, I think, in the phone. I'm not sure if it's still a thing or not. But you can dial a number in the phone, I believe, and you can, with a commercial and stuff, and something would happen. I think Mario and Luigi would talk about their plumbing service. I'm not sure if that's still a thing or not. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But apparently that's actually in the movie. I did not expect to see it in the movie, but it's a cool throwback. I'm not gonna lie, I love the throwback there. It's pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, their business does not work out very well. They what happens is they're not getting calls and stuff. Now, listen, guys. So you guys know, when it comes to jobs like careers, like if you're a YouTuber or you're selling stuff, like I'm selling books or something, I do both, you know, I do them both, but it's not gonna work out right off the bat. You gotta give it time. It takes time, you know, you're not gonna get it on the first try. You know, that's kind of how it works. I mean, you just gotta give it time. You know, people eventually, you know, discover your stuff. Now, sometimes you gotta change up something so people are more interested in it. I had to do that with my book. I had to change, not the book itself, but I had to, like, lower the price so people would buy it more. So, yeah, mine was originally $7, but now I'm selling it for $5. I'm selling the book for $5 now, but people are starting to buy it because, you know, I lowered the price. Sometimes you gotta do that in business. That's how it works. But don't give up, you know. Basically, you can do it. You can you know, do anything you put your mind to. It just takes a little while. You're not gonna get that stuff done right off the bat. But what ends up happening is they go home. I guess they still live with their parents. I guess Mario and Luigi still live with. I think they live with their parents. I don't know. They have all their family there and all, like, eating food, and I guess Mario's going to play a video game or something. Now, I didn't get a close look at the video game. I'm sure it might be an Easter egg. It might be an Easter egg to something. I'm not sure, but I think he was playing an old NES game. I think he might have been. It's actually real, but I'm not sure if he's actually playing an actual system or not. I didn't get a close look at that, but I do know that they were for some reason living in their family's house or something like that, and like that's kind of weird. I mean, I live with my dad, but I don't know, but it's just kind of weird because usually we see Mario and Luigi on their own. We don't usually see their family. I think this actually might be the first time we ever see Mario and Luigi's dad and mom, I think. They were brought up a few times, but this is like the first time I think we actually ever seen their parents. That's pretty interesting. So that's a pretty interesting thing. And then also what happens is the dad's not impressed. We get the typical dad who's not impressed and basically has no faith in their kids and all that. That's a typical dad. We've seen this so many times in movies. It's not really anything spectacular, but it's not anything bad here. It's not like some tropes like I hate in Hollywood or even movies in general where they have the dad. They have the husband forget someone's anniversary or something like that. It's not like that, but it is a trope they use quite a bit. But yeah, but what ends up happening is there's apparently a flood in the city, and Mario and Luigi go there to save it, but they end up failing because they end up breaking the wheel, or I don't know, would you call it a wheel? I'm not sure if you call it a wheel that turns turns off water and stuff, but I'll call it that. Basically, they turn off the wheel and they fall. They fall and they find a pipe and it sucks them into the Mushroom Kingdom. Luigi ends up going to the Dark Lands while Mario ends up going to the Mushroom Kingdom, so they end up splitting apart. And that's where our story kind of begins. So, yeah, it sounds like there's actually a lot in this movie. So it sounds like, they got a pretty decent story here going, right? Well, unfortunately, the story is kind of lacking a bit. It's kind of lacking a bit. It's not awful. It's not awful. It ain't. The movie ain't awful. But what happens with the movie is I feel like that it's too rushed. They jump from one scene to the next really fast, and it's not cringed or anything. It's not cringed, but it's like they jump from one scene to the next, and they basically what happens is they have all these touching moments and stuff, but it feels like it goes by so fast and all that, and I feel something, but I feel like they push it too fast. The only touching scene they actually touch on that actually goes for a little longer, and but makes it a bit longer, and you actually feel the touching moment is when Mario stands up for his brother when they're kids. It's actually very touching. Yeah, Mario does that a lot in this movie. He cares for his brother. He cares for him. He really does care for him. Now, if I have to pick this Mario in this movie or the Mario in the Super Mario Brothers 3 show, I probably pick that Mario. I think that Mario, I like how he cares for his brother, but he's got a more dramatic personality, like he's always bragging and stuff not in a jerky way, but I don't know, he always has these plans and stuff and end up always failing and all that. It's pretty funny, but I still think this Mario is better though than the Mario in the original cartoon that came out the original one in the US. I think there might have been a Donkey Kong one too. Yeah, there's a Donkey Kong one, I think. But this one came out in the US. It was called the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That's what the song, I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's what the song came from. What was that show? It came, I told you guys about, the throwback song at the beginning of the movie. That's what that was. It was a throwback to the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. That Mario, though, I felt like I think he was a bit too dim-witted, and yeah, he was still smart. He still had smart ideas, but he was too dim-witted, and I didn't like how he's so obsessed with pasta and stuff all the time, and how his catchphrases were all freaking pasta related. I thought that was stupid. This Mario, I like. I do like this Mario. I don't like him as much as the one in the Super Mario Bros. 3 show, but I do like him. I do like him a lot, and I think he's got I like how he's got, a nice relationship with his brother. But again, I don't like the story, how it just rushes things too much. I felt like we jumped from one scene to the next. Like we don't really focus on it too much. We really don't. Like, we got all these side characters, but they don't really do much in the movie. They really don't. Speaking of side characters, we'll talk about Princess Peach in a second, because I want to talk about her. I'm excited to talk about her, but we'll talk about another character I want to talk about, Luma Lee. Now, I've already brought this up in a past video. I'm not the biggest fan of them making Luma Lee a boy character. I feel like it would have been better if they made him a she, because the name sounds like Luma Lee. Now, I'm not trying to sound like a critic. I'm not trying to sound like a critic who's trashing on the movie, because I'm not trying to do that. I just feel like it's kind of like, I saw it coming. I did feel like they were going to do that. I know on Twitter, and I do follow Twitter. I don't really post anything on Twitter because I don't want to get trashed on by people, but I do see people. I've seen people comment, and their comments were like, but some people were calling Luma Lee a she before they revealed the trailer, and some were calling him a he. But yeah, he's a boy. He's a boy. Some people apparently are still calling him a she or a he, because apparently the Nostalgia Critic did that. I watched his review on that. I didn't watch the whole thing because my phone was almost dead on the way home, but I did watch a bit of it, and I heard him say that. But I think Luma Lee should be a girl. I think that will make more sense, because there's not really a lot of female characters in Mario. I'm not saying that there needs to be a crap ton of female characters, but I'm like, this is a game for everyone, and I feel like all we have really is Princess Peach and Princess Rosalina and Princess Daisy. That's about really it. Like, none of Bowser's minions are female. Well, except the Boos, but even the Boos, I know they've swapped their genders back and forth too, because in the Mario Galaxy series, the Boos were female, because they fall in love with Mario and Luigi at their Boo form, which is a pretty nice detail. I like that. But then in like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which came out years later after Mario Galaxy 1 came out, then they turned them back into male characters. So I'm just like, I just don't feel like there's a lot of characters that are female in there. And I'm not saying they all need to be. Like, I just feel like some Lumas should be female and some of them should be male. Because even the pink Lumas, the hungry Lumas, are male too. And I'm just like, I feel like them all being male characters doesn't make any sense. Because, I'm like, there's different species of, Luma and all that. And I feel like maybe the hungry Lumas and Luma Lee should be a girl, but like the other Lumas, like the black Lumas, the blue Lumas, and the yellow Lumas should be male, That's just my opinion. I know some people might disagree with me on that, but I'm just like at this point want to see more female characters, because the RPG games have a lot of female characters and a lot of males, so they have a mixture. And instead of just it being mostly male characters, I mean, I get it if it's like Transformers or something where it's for males, but this is supposed to be for everyone, and I feel like there's not really a lot of female characters in the Mario universe. I kind of want to see more of them. Like, instead of just race swapping, some, well, that'd be kind of race swapping, that, because that'd be, well, it wouldn't be race swapping them. I mean, it'd be more so another gender of an already existing character, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, that's just my opinion on that, and I do think they shouldn't be Lumilia female, because then they could still have male Lumas, but I think Lumili's name sounds more like a female name and all that, but that's just my opinion. But let's go ahead and talk about Lumily as a character himself. We'll talk about that. So Lumily is as a character, he's actually pretty funny. Like, I hear a lot of people really like him. Like, he's probably the most funniest character. And the thing is that he apparently keeps pissing off the Emperor Penguin or something, or I think he's a King Penguin or something. I'm not sure, but he keeps pissing him off and all that. I think that's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, I got a few chuckles out of that. It's pretty funny, but yeah. But the problem is, see, these are the side characters that are imprisoned, but they don't add really much to the movie. They really don't. They really don't add much to the movie. They're just kind of, they're there as to make jokes, basically. They're just to make jokes. They really don't add much to the movie. They really don't. I think that might be one thing a lot of people probably complain when it comes to Illumination, is they kind of have a lot of plots where they focus on characters they don't really have, where they don't have a lot of screen time and all that. That's kind of how I feel about this. But unlike Secret Life of Pets 2, where that film was very cringed and they were focusing on way too much at once, this is not focusing on way too much. Because I'll bring that up in a second. I do want to state too that the Penguin characters just disappear. Yeah, they disappear at the end of the movie. Lumily disappear in the end credits, but the thing is though the Penguin characters disappear. They disappear in the movie, like they're just gone. And I kind of wish they had more to do in the movie. Like, maybe they had maybe they interacted with Mario or something and had speaking roles with him. I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like they have anything to do with the movie. They really, they're okay in the scene. The cage scene's pretty funny, even though it's only like a few seconds of the movie, really, because they kind of go back and forth with it, and it's only like a few seconds. They do have some screen time there, but for the most part, yeah, they disappear and they just focus more on Mario and Luigi and the main characters and not really on the side characters. That's the problem. But yeah, I just want to state that. And the reason why this probably happened is I was gonna bring this up. Is the movie is too? I feel like the movie's too short. Like, it's just too short. It's not that they throw a bunch of stuff at you, like at the last minute, or something like that. They do. It's just, I feel like it's just too short. Like, it's just too short, and yeah, so it's basically there's just they don't have time to really focus on the side characters. That's why I think a lot of scenes feel rushed, is because they just don't have time to focus on them. They just don't, because the movie's too short. Now an hour and 30 minutes may seem like a long time, but a lot of movies are like 2 hours long or something like that. So the fact that this movie is only an hour and 30 minutes, I felt like they could have made this movie at least 2 hours long, but they didn't. That's why, like, a lot of scenes, like the touchy moment scenes and stuff like Princess Peach and stuff feel rushed, because they don't really do a whole lot with it. They really don't do a whole lot with it. Yeah, there's a moment where she mentions that she basically arrived at the Mushroom Kingdom as a baby, and they raised her to become they made her their ruler. So that's something that's pretty cool. but yeah, so yeah, I gotta say though that it's just kind of sad that it kind of was like that. But the thing is though is I gotta talk about Princess Peach now because she's the focus on the movie. I gotta say I actually like her in this movie. See, the thing is though, a lot of people were worried about Princess Peach being this strong female woman who doesn't need anybody to help her out, because that's what they do in a lot of movies. They treat freaking women like freaking idiots. They do. They make them like like strong female women who don't need anybody to rely on. It hurts their characters because that's not how you write a character. Because look at real life. We all need people to look after. Yeah, we all need we all need help with something, and just having someone who not need any help is a problem. Now I haven't seen a lot of Disney movies, but I have heard they have done this, and that's the problem. That's probably why Disney is freaking getting their ass whooped by freaking Universal right now, because they keep doing that, and they're just getting worse. And apparently Clownfish TV just popped up something on that too. So yeah, but that's the thing though. That's why I think Universal is just doing very well, because they're not doing that stuff. Even though some critics out there are trashing on them because they're doing this stuff. They know what works. They know that fans are not gonna watch a movie. That's why Disney's doing bad. There's the audience out there, that aside from Disney and all that. But for the most part, people are people want to see a fun movie. People don't want to see a movie about a gay couple or someone being a strong female character who doesn't need anybody. They just want a simple, fun story. Kind of like what Disney used to do with like Toy Story or Aladdin or Lion King or something like that, or even Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch was a pretty good movie. See, they make a touching, story and stuff, but they don't do that anymore. That's what Universal's doing well. But I gotta say though, Princess Peach though is she is independent. She is but she basically she had one scene where like Mario was training in for I think several days. He was training. Which is kind of funny. It was several days because I'm like, the movie didn't feel like it went by several days, but basically she was trying to cheer him up. It had this touching scene where like she's basically said that she struggled many times, and they made it out like a joke, like they were going to go the route and say she didn't need any help, she did it all by herself, because that would have been the bad way. But she basically was trying to lie to Mario to make him feel better, and he even admitted it, and he knew she was lying, but basically she because you would think they would go that route where they would try to make her an unlikable character, but no, they make it where she even explains that she's been around the Mushroom Kingdom for a long time, so she knows how that stuff works. And that's true. She was raised there. She was raised at the Mushroom Kingdom, so she knows about all the power-ups, the obstacle courses, and all of that. So it makes sense why she knows what she was doing. So they do something there that I like. They make her likable. They don't make her good at everything. They make her likable. Because no one's good at everything. Everyone struggles with something. That's what being human's all about. Now there are occasions where some characters like Master Oogway and all that from like Kung Fu Panda and stuff, is like wise and it doesn't really make much mistakes in the movie. But usually those are usually characters that help guide you somewhere. They don't just write them as characters that are good at everything. They usually have a reason why they're clever or something. Usually they are wise or they have lots of experience, like Prince Peach has. So yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. And then the thing is, though, is they eventually team up, and yeah, he failed the mission. He failed, but she was willing to still take him along to help her save the kingdom from Bowser, and they do that. And the thing is, like, if you don't like Princess Peach being, a strong female character, she's been one in the past. She has. And in the cartoon shows, you see her kicking butt in the past. Heck, like in a comic, which I didn't even know existed, apparently she's saving the day there too. So she's clearly saved the day quite a few times, which is really good. Well, I like that they can make her likable without doing that. Now, I do kind of like seeing her get kidnapped because it creates interesting plots like that too. But I think this works because we've already had a Mario movie where they actually did this, where they had her get kidnapped and stuff. They have they had that back in the 80s. Yeah, there was actually a Mario movie back in the 80s that no one knows about. It was actually released in Japan, but there is an English dub version of it. I've seen it. And I'm going to be reviewing that movie down the road along with the live action one. I'll be reviewing that too. Now let's just say that this film right here is much better than the live action one. Like, the live action one, it's got nothing to do with freaking Mario. It really doesn't. Like, it's like its own thing. But I don't know. I can't really say if it's bad or not because I haven't seen the movie in several years. I haven't. And I saw one person react to it, but that I only watched the ending because I didn't want to watch the whole thing. I think I was in the middle of doing something like that, so I only watched, I went to the end to see the results, and yeah, the person didn't really like it too much, so yeah, but I don't know, I can't really say if I like it or not, because, just because it doesn't feel like Mario does not mean it's a god-awful movie, but that really does hurt the movie when it's like that, so when you're expecting a Mario movie but you get lied to, that's really bad. But I really don't know. But yeah, there's actually other Mario movies out there, so yeah, there's also other shows out there that were released in Japanese or Japan. I meant to say not Japanese, Japan. Sorry, I'm mixing that up with people. But yeah, I hope they released the Japanese, English dubbed versions of those two. That'd be cool. But I don't know. But anywho, so yeah, there's a lot going on. Even though it's fast paced, and a lot of the scenes are rushed. There are scenes that are actually they take their time with, and I do like the action sequences. The action sequences are pretty good too. They're really good. They're probably I gotta say they're probably the best part of Illumination. Illumination's had some decent fight scenes, but a lot of them were not very great. They were more goofy. Some of these here are actually really great. Bowser is literally a threat. Bowser is literally a threat. Now, I told you guys, I don't mind Illumination. I think some of their films are actually pretty good. A lot of them were meh, but they're not, awful. But the lowest one is definitely so far Secret Life of Pets 2. That one was maybe Hop. I think I might re-review Hop because I think I kind of regret giving it the score I gave it. But so far, otherwise, I pretty much agree with everything I've said in the movies. So, yeah. But yeah, basically though, yeah, so this has a really interesting fight scenes. There's even someone with DK. Yeah, DK's in the movie, and I think the voice actor does a pretty good job voicing him. I think he does. And that's another problem I'll mention in a second too, but 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 yeah, basically though, it's basically though, I think yeah, Donkey Kong seems pretty cool. I like how they fight him. It's pretty cool. We get to see some cool power ups. We see the mini mushroom, the cat suit, the normal mushroom. We even see the star in this movie too. So we see the star power up. I kind of wish we saw the mega mushroom too. I mean, if we're gonna have the mini mushroom in here, we need to have the mega mushroom. I know Mario goes giant, with the normal mushroom, which I wasn't expecting that actually to be in the movie. I really wasn't. I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting to see the normal mushroom in the movie because normally that's a power up we don't really see. Like this is actually the first time I think we've seen that power up because in none of the cartoons we've seen that power up. We're like well, actually I think we've seen it in like some question mark boxes, but it was never used because Mario was already his normal height. Because in the video game version, he's like tiny. They make him kind of short, and he needs the power ups to get tall. So yeah, he needs to get kind of tall. So, but I'm not expecting to see that there. But I'd like to see the Mega Mushroom there too. Because I'm imagining how huge Mario would have gotten if he had the Mega Mushroom. That would have been actually kind of cool. But yeah, that would have been kind of cool. But I still think the fight scenes are really good. They use the power-ups really well in this movie. They really do. I really like that. I really do. And I like Bowser. Bowser as a character is pretty cool. No, he's kind of goofy. Like he's not like very serious, but he doesn't have to be. He's still threatening. Like he's still the typical Bowser. Who treats his minions like crap. Without licking their feet, having them lick his feet, because that was a thing. I'm not joking. That was literally a thing in the Super Mario Super Show. The first episode they did that. But yeah, but yeah, I gotta say though that I do like how like especially like the moment where like him and Kamek are like practicing the wedding, and Kamek was really getting into it, which is pretty funny. He was really getting into it, and then he was interrupted. That was pretty funny. That actually was really funny. So there's quite a bit of funny moments. All the characters, I like all the characters. I do. I like them all. I do like them all. I don't think there's one character in this movie that I actually hate. I think they're all really good. They serve a good purpose. Even the humans in the real world, even though they got like nothing to do with the movie, I feel like they could have probably cut out Mario's family. I think they didn't really have anything to do with the movie. I mean, even the penguins had more to do with the movie than the freaking humans did. I guess they needed to have the family to set up the plot, but I don't know if they could have just had some random people or something do that. Like, I don't really know, but yeah, I mean, their family's okay. I don't think they're awful. And speaking of the family, fun fact. This is a fun fact, but oops, sorry guys about that. But Charles Martin, he does end up voicing some characters in this movie, but he voices Mario and Luigi's father, and he voices Grunk. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Gunk CP. I can't say that. I think it might be Gaiki CP. I can't. I don't want whatever that word is. Whatever that name is, he voices that person too. So I think he voices that person. I don't know, because I was looking it up on the Wikipedia. I couldn't find anything really on it, so I don't really know. That's pretty cool. So they got him released roles, but I'm not sure why they couldn't have like him voice Mario and Luigi in the movie. I don't really get that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chris Pratt does, and the other characters do a good job voicing the characters, but I kind of would like to see the actual video game voice actors play the characters in the movie. But that's just my opinion. But it's not really that big of a deal because they do a pretty good job. Except for the Toads. I think most of the Toads just have weird voices. Like, I don't feel like their voices really fit very well for them. They each have their own unique voice, but especially with the blue Toad with the glasses, like Like I can't really stand his voice. His voice is way too deep for a Toad. I feel like it's way too deep. But the main Toad that we watch on, he's got an okay voice. I don't think his voice is that great either. And then we got Cranky Kong's voice is kind of not the best either. But apparently though he's that Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong's dad. I don't think that was ever a thing in the past. I watched like a little bit of the cartoon show, and I don't remember them mentioning Cranky Kong as Donkey Kong's dad, but apparently he is. But which means that like apparently maybe the fan theories are true. Maybe Cranky Kong really was the original Donkey Kong, and maybe Jumpman was Mario's dad. Who knows? Or maybe Jumpman's one of Mario's long lost cousins. Who knows? But that's pretty cool though. So yeah. Now speaking of the voice acting and stuff. Now I gotta say this. I told you guys I don't mind Chris Pratt and all. I know some people hate it and probably don't want to watch the movie because of it, but again, they do an okay job. And Mario has been voiced by other people before, but I wanted to hear the video game characters speak because we never hear them speak. But that's just my opinion, of course. But I gotta say, there was one segment where they teased us where Mario and Luigi in the commercial that they made at the beginning of the video. At the beginning of the movie were actually speaking Italian, but then they fooled us and actually they weren't speaking Italian. That was kind of a big middle finger, honestly. That was kind of a big middle finger. I don't know why they did that. That was probably the most middle finger thing they did on the movie, because basically they gave us the middle finger. They were basically they knew we wanted them to sound like Italian people, but they didn't do that. I'm not sure why they did that. Now, I know technically Mario did not have an Italian voice in the past, but the fact he's been having an Italian voice, him and Luigi both have since, like Mario 64 and all that, maybe longer, I feel like they should just give him the voice. And they gave him that kind of accent or something like that, But that's just my opinion. I mean, I do feel like it is kind of a big middle finger to the audience, though, and I kind of wish they would have just kept the Italian accents. Now, I know some people on the internet were bitching and complaining that like Mario and, well, at least one guy was, that Mario and Luigi should have been voiced by actual Italians. But I'm like, why does it matter? They've never been voiced by Italians before. I mean, Charles Martin ain't Italian, and he voices the characters. So I'm just like, why do they care? I mean, I think it's just trolls trying to troll the Mario movie again, because that's what people do. These are probably the people who stick up with Disney and all that and all that, but I don't think they need Italian voice actors, because it's like saying, it's kind of like the whole Family Guy thing. Like, I hated that they replaced like a Pooh's voice actor and all that and Cleveland's voice actor and all that stuff, because they're not the same skin type. It ruined some of the voice actors, because some of the voice actors did a great job and they freaking ruined it. But that's why I'm glad they didn't do that here. Even though, like I said, I think it would have been better off having Charles Martin, voice the characters. I still think they do a good job for the voice actors we have. So yeah. So overall, this movie is it's got a lot of things I like and some things I don't like about it. So where does that leave this movie? Well, I'm gonna say this. I actually messed this up. I messed actually this up here, but I think I messed up the thing here, but I'm gonna go ahead and get. But I'm gonna be going ahead and giving this a good, and it's gonna get it's supposed to be getting 73 points. Yeah, 73 points. Yeah, sorry guys, I messed up on this one. Yeah, I just realized just a second ago I messed this up. I actually messed up the sound effect too. Yeah, I'm just my legs been hurting and all that, and I'm kind of been all over the place today because I haven't slept really last night. So sorry about that, guys. But it's supposed to be 73 points. It's supposed to be a good. Now the reason why I'm giving it a low good though is because I think the main problem is with the movie is the story. It's a good story, but it just goes by so fast. There's too many scenes that just go by like really fast. I told you guys about the penguins, how they're like in a couple scenes and then they're gone. And then we got Princess Peach's backstory. I feel like it's just rushed. And then we got the scene where Toad is like leading Mario to Princess Peach, which is all right. I mean, it's not, but it all feels like it goes by too fast. Like it feels like the movie's fast paced. And then we got the part like the ending where like they're cheering Mario and Luigi are being cheered by their family and praised by them. Then the next scene, they're literally waking up. I thought they were at their house, but no, they're back in the Mushroom Kingdom again. So they're back at the Mushroom Kingdom again. I thought maybe it was Brooklyn still, but no, it ain't Brooklyn. It's the Mushroom Kingdom. So apparently they just cut like an entire scene out of having like. The family tell Mario and Luigi they can go to the Mushroom Kingdom or something like that, and they can always come back and visit them. I really don't get that. Like it's just like that throughout the entire movie, and then we got the part where they tease the us like basically they tease the audience and giving Mario and Luigi the Italian voice actor like acting, and then they basically they throw it in the trash at the end and all that. I just don't like that. I'm not saying they need to be voiced by actual Italians. That's just stupid. But I'm just like I don't like how they just did that. Like why do they even need to put that in the movie? They could have just left that out of the movie, But or they could just, if they kept it in the movie, they could have, made it where Mario and Luigi actually have an Italian voicing in the movie. It makes them, more, stand out more. But I really don't know. But there's really not that many complaints I have about the movie. But the fact that the movie is too short, I feel like a lot of scenes don't have a lot of time to be focused on. That's why this movie is getting a low good. But I think this movie might be Illumination's best film. I think it's probably the best. It was Despicable Me 2, but I think this movie really takes the cake. Now, Despicable Me 2 did get a higher score, but the score goes towards how many flaws the movie has, like how many flaws it has. It doesn't mean it's actually better than It doesn't mean it's actually better than another film. It just means it's basically going off how many flaws it has. And this film doesn't have a lot of flaws, but it has a big one. But this movie's still really good. I still really like this movie. I like this movie a lot. I'm excited to see it again with my friend Maddie on this weekend. I am so excited to see this with her. We're gonna go see the Mario movie again, and I want to go see it. So yeah. But yeah, sorry guys about messing up the rating and the score. I messed all that up. I'm sorry. I really am. I've been up almost all night because of my legs. So sorry about that, guys. I'm working on it. I'm also not used to doing this. I've only done this a couple times, so I'm getting used to doing this because I actually almost forgot to add it in the video. I started the video once and then I forgot it again. Well, I forgot it and then I made the video again with this in it. So at least it's in here. Also, hope you guys like the colors. I did red for Mario, green for Luigi, brown for the fun fact is supposed to be Goombas, but it can also be the Donkey Kong characters. And then the blue is on the Lumily, and the pink, which is the date, is Princess Peach. I couldn't do Toad. Well, I guess I could have done Toad with the white. I could have done that actually, but I didn't. But the blue for the score and all that, that's actually that's its own color. I couldn't figure out another color. I actually could have done another color. I was supposed to do this yellow, but I didn't. Well, technically it's supposed to be green because it's supposed to be good, but it was supposed to be yellow for meh. But yeah, I really messed this up. I really did. But otherwise, I think I did a pretty good job on the video. But tell me what you guys think about this. Do you guys think the movie was really good, or do you guys think it was bad? Tell me, guys, your thoughts about that in the comments below. Also, before we go, we also gotta talk about the ending real quick because this is the ending. So the ending apparently reveals that Yoshi's gonna hatch from an egg. A lot of people missed this ending, at least in the theater I went to, because a lot of people left it before the end credits roll. Well, they left it. No one left the theater. See, when I watched Lightyear, people left the theater, but people didn't leave the theater here. But they did leave. Like, some people stuck with the credits to see if there was anything else, but most of the people just left before the credits were over, and unfortunately no one really saw the ending. But yeah, they're not. No one saw it. I only stuck with the ending. I told the guys that there was an ending. There was a post-credit scene, and I guess I was completely off on it. My predictions were completely off. It turned out to be Yoshi. So yeah, which makes sense though. I mean, because they showed a flock of Yoshis, so it makes sense. But that might hint at a sequel. Now, if there's a sequel to this movie, I'm looking more forward to it in a freaking Lightyear sequel, because they were also doing a post-credit scene on the freaking Lightyear movie, and my god, I'm just like, I do not want to see another Lightyear movie, I do not. But I mean, it could end up being good, but I highly doubt it the way Disney is lately, but who knows. But anywho, for real this time, I'm going to go ahead and let things go here. I'll catch you all later. I don't really have a comment question for this video, so... Well, I guess I do. What is your guys' favorite Illumination film? A lot of people are saying they think this film is the best, but who knows? Tell me your guys' thoughts on that in the comments below, and later down the road, I'll be reviewing on the other two Illumination films. But for right now, I'm gonna be reviewing the movie, the Star Wars movies next. So, yeah. See you guys then. This is Dash Show Rose, out.